Hey guys, what's up? Matt here. Welcome to the episode of Coffee is for Closers. Today, it's me and Anthony. Anthony is the Chief Sales Officer of Sales Sniper. We're going to talk all things sales, all things dirty dogs.
Gypsies.
Yeah, we're going to be talking all things how to optimize sales teams and just sort of talk shit about what it is like running 80-person sales team, whatever the fuck it is these days.
Something like that, man.
Yeah. So, let's get into it.
Ex-Special Forces sniper turned entrepreneur. I've scaled numerous businesses to 8 figures. My name is Matt Ryder. This is my podcast, and I'm telling you to put that coffee down.
Hey, we went to see Kerwin Rae last night.
Interesting, wasn't it?
It was.
Not for the right reasons, though.
Yeah, like it was right. So Kerwin Rae, a big Australian business coach, very talented guy, been very successful. Like he said a fair few times, he's made $70 million over the last, say, 7 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, 7 years, 70 million.
Yeah, I think that was the catch cry, which isn't bad.
He's been offline for a couple of years. I don't think a lot of people know this. Like, I didn't know. He had a stroke. This is his second stroke into 2021, so he has been out of action for a couple of years. But one thing that he does really well is content. He even said, he's like, how many of you know and I've been offline? And no one put their hand up. He's like, yeah, it's because my team in the background are just content machines, which give him props for that.
So, like, we went there just, like, because we like seeing people pitch. We like seeing, like, obviously we paid $47 for a fucking VIP. I
still think they were missing a couple zeros on that VIP, man.
Oh, bro. Yeah. I mean, like, we got a red wristband and we got to enter 3 minutes early.
Yeah, I'm going to frame the wristband as well because it was top quality.
It's pretty nice, yeah. So, like, you know, it was definitely, like, you could, when you looked around, everybody was, like, 50. So he was going after that, like, kind of biz-op-y, I think, like, I tried a few things and failed type crowd. Yeah. Which definitely, I think, like, with what he was talking about, a lot of it was, like, social media basics, right? But what he did give is he gave a really, really good strategy, which is the same strategy that we use, which we talked about, which is, like, that reach and conversion channel.
Yep.
So it's, like, you know, do a video, remarket to that, and remarket to them, remarket to them, remarket to them, then hit them with an offer. Yeah. And then remarket. And by the time you kind of get down, like, you've delivered so much value and content that, like, it's an easier sale.
Yeah. It's great for anybody that hasn't marketed before on Facebook or thinks it doesn't work. So what he was offering to who he was offering to and who was in the room? Yeah. Not me and you, but everybody else was pretty good. It's a very
legit marketing strategy.
Yeah, very legit.
And it will work. Like I can see why he would get testimonials because, like, teaching that, it works. Like, we sort of figured it out in the same way that he sort of figured it out. That's why we've been doing a podcast for 3 years, because it's like you have your macro content, turn into your micro content, you market your micro content, sends them back to the macro content. Then from there, they research you. Then you retarget those people with ads, and bada boom, you get cheap leads.
Boom shakala.
It's cheap leads if you don't, I mean, like, it's still much cheaper, but, like, it's a lot more effort, a lot more work, so there's money that goes into that. I think, like, all up between Sales Sniper and 7th Level, we spend, like, probably $60,000 a month on content and, like, all the sort of people and stuff that we do. Because Jeremy does 4 reels a day, 4 TikToks a day, 4 YouTube shorts a day, 2 podcasts a week, and 1 long-form YouTube. And then I have, obviously, a podcast, 1 long-form YouTube, 1 reel, 1 TikTok, 1
getting after it, man.
Per day. So, like, you know, there's plenty of things out there, right?
What do you think of the sales process? Let's talk about it.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So
took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, like, he's clearly a very talented speaker. And I would love it if he would, like, this is real, genuine feedback that I would love him to get, because I think he's actually really good at what he does. What I got across from the other night, from last night, was, like, I think Kerwin knows what he's doing. Yeah. Like, I 100%. Think most business coaches are morons. Yep. I've said that many times. Most of them are just people who were never good enough at doing the thing, same as most sales coaches. I think I hold the record for probably creating the most amount of terrible sales coaches.
And counting.
And more every year.
Every day.
Right? So, like, but yeah, like, so most business coaches are just people who couldn't do the thing, but they, like, are charismatic enough to convince people that they can teach them how to do the thing. That's most of them. Not all of them, but most of them, right? So Kerwin's up on stage. And we'd had the lucky thing of one of our clients, Aaron Sansoni, who's a phenomenal stage pitcher.
Really good.
Like, really good. So we had a couple months before in the exact same venue, me and you had done back of the room sales, fucking slapping people left, right, and center, right? Younger crowd, I would say. but almost identical offer, right? So the offer is like a 3-day event. Will, like, as he says, nail it and scale it, right?
Yep.
Fucking phenomenal name, by the way. So he goes in there, makes them do stuff, crushes the game, sales, marketing. Let's get things done. Let's take a massive and immediate action, right? And then from there, like, they get results. When they get upsold, they've had a really good 3 days. They've seen what they can do, and they have a mentor breathing over their neck, and they get upsold into a, $30,000 year-long mastermind. Like, I have no doubt that's the plan, right? Because he seeded K2. I think it was K2, was it?
Yeah.
K2. Again, another clever name, because K2 is a big mountain, right? So his name's Kerwin. Yeah. I get it. It's a whole. They've thought about it.
It's the ascension.
The guy has really thought about the branding of it, right?
Yeah.
But what happened was, like, I hope he hears this, and I hope doesn't think I'm a douchebag. He needs to redo the whole pitch. So if we don't go into the count that, like, I think he was overly mindset-y, which always does my head in, but I get it. Like, you're playing to a demographic, don't hate the player, hate the game type stuff. So I'll leave all that aside.
Yeah.
But, like, he did something when he started his pitch, right? He goes, who here would do this if this was free? This is before he let everyone know anything. I thought it was super interesting. I was like, oh, that's a good play. Me and you looked at each other like, here we go, baby.
Go, man.
Here we go.
Buckle up.
And so he gets everyone to stand up. He's like, put your hands up, right? Again, really good, because now you're getting a micro commitment, hand up. So everyone goes, who here? Put your fucking hands up. Like, put your fucking hands up if you do this if it's free. Everyone's put their hands up. If you got your hand up, fucking stand up. Yep. All right, sweet. Stand up. Me and you stayed sitting.
Yeah.
Right?
Classy.
Exactly. Keeping it classy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But, like, now you've got 550 people out of a 600-person room standing.
Yep.
Now, if we have a look at, like, human psychology, you've done the hard part, because now sitting is the hard part. Right?
So awkward to sit down after you're standing up. I mean, you're looking around, you're trying to sit, but you're not invisible. People see you sitting.
People see you sitting.
You don't want to do it.
Exactly.
You're in fear.
Exactly. So, like, now you're working, like, with human psychology of, like, the herd mentality.
Yeah.
Now, we're not fucking sheep.
Yep.
No. Right?
Up to that point, let's break it down. So up to that point,
yeah,
I thought it was doing quite well. Pumping everyone up, motivating.
Yeah.
Who would do it if you're free?
There was a lot of overly transparent frames, I thought, but I get it to the me and you were sales
for
guys.
us, yeah.
We dissect that shit for a living. So
exactly.
Like,
all day, every day.
Like, all right, cool.
And then tell us about what happened next, where me and you just looked at each other and, like, face palmed.
Yeah, fully blown. We looked at each other and go, oh, no, he fucked it. Right? So he's sitting there and he's going, who the fuck would do this if it was free? And then he goes, like, and who would do this if it wasn't free? And then people were like, so he goes, there is an amount of, he did this whole thing. And I was like, it's not bad. I go, it could have been worded better, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he has had some strokes and he's learning how to recommunicate.
Exactly.
So there's a little bit of that, right? So again, nothing bad on that, right? I thought he did a great job. Then from there he goes, okay, now sit down. And then he went through the fucking pitch. And we just went, what have you done?
No, man.
You have totally fucked it. Because then his pitch, which didn't have enough offer stack, it was a little bit like vague. It was like, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. Like that offer.
Super vague.
It should have been 20 minutes of pitch, but it was 5.
And then he drops the price, and I was expecting to do a drop down in the price. So he said, it's, X amount, but it's normally X amount. Did that back to front. But
yeah, he should have gone at 6,999.
Yeah.
Right, because he said it's 4,999. You can do You can do 999 down, and then 5 payments or whatever of 1,000. Right, whatever. Right. Then from there he goes, and it's usually 699. So I don't know if he just fucked that bit up.
Yeah.
Right. To be honest, because like he should have gone high offer. Right. So 6,999. But because you guys are taking massive fucking action today and today only.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna do it for 4,999. Right. And we're gonna have all this. And then from there, but it's like, but you know what? You guys have been so fucking good today that for the next 30 minutes, we're going to do it for this. And he should have done another price drop, right?
Biggest mistake, though, was getting him to sit down, because then after all of that, put that aside, and then, all right, stand back up if you want to do it. About 1/5 of the room stood back up who was standing before.
No, it was like, dude, it was maybe 30 people.
There you go.
Out of 600. It was maybe 30. I was like, oh, no. And the problem with that is, like, the laydowns are going to stand up. Laydowns are, like, never more than, like, 5-10%, right? But in that case, it was, like, 2%.
Yeah. You know the other mistake I saw as well, right at the end? So, and we've got a previous event to relate it to, which is the Sansoni, which was, really well done. But at the end, it's like, all right, everyone's standing up, go to the back of the room, the team will take care of you, and everybody else have a good night. And then everybody else gets up, walk into the back. So it's easy for the people that were standing up, even towards the end, to just sneak out the door and walk out with everybody else. It was just disorganized.
It was like the pitch was the afterthought.
Yeah.
The pitch should have been 20 minutes long. Like it should have been, you get this,
Yep.
and this is worth this much, and look at the testimonials that you get with this, and we're going to value stack it with this, and this is what you're going to learn. It was really, really rushed.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know why. And then from there, he said, okay, now if you're going to fucking take action, stand up. Now that's tough, man. Like asking someone to stand up in a room full of strangers and be vulnerable and say, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this. Right? That is so tough, man. That's why you got to do it the other way. You got to get people to commiserate to be weak.
Yeah.
So they have to it has to be easy to be strong and hard to be weak. Right? But in the scenario he put them in, it was easy to be weak and hard to be strong.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and then one thing I love that he did, he fucking hard pitched. He was like pointing at people,
staring at them in the eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna do it?
Well done. So like I can tell like in a small environment, I think he'd be very good. You know what I mean? I think there was 600 in the room. They did a mad job of packing it. But like if they just reworked some of that stuff, like I think if I would have been organizing that and had him and like directed him what to do, I think they could have closed 100 people.
Yeah, like and to give him a bit of leeway here. This was his second event back from his crash and his stroke. So we've never been to his previous event. Me and Matt don't know what was done previously. This could have been a part of that, but we're just purely assessing it from like a sales perspective, being there last night and just looking at it for what we saw. And
and it was just and then he kind of like, it was weird because he said like, all right, well done for those of you who are taking massive action. The rest of all, thank you so much for being here. Good night. Clap. And then he was like, I'm out. And he fucking ran off stage.
Sayonara, boys.
Like he fucking ran.
Yeah.
Like off stage, out the door, gone.
Yeah.
Right? And man, it was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Like, you know? Whereas like what Aaron did, I think we gotta explain what Aaron did. Bro, it was fucking the level of savagery that it takes to do this.
Yeah.
The level of not give a fuck that it takes. So he sits there and he goes like, I think what he did is he does the big offer. He did the big offer stack.
50K, 55K offer,
Bang,
stack.
bang,
Massive
bang.
offer stack.
4,999, whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think
And he dropped it again.
Yeah.
4,999, or he went to 7 and then he dropped it down to whatever. 3.
He just kept doing, which is what we have to. It's 7th level, man. Like we in our last challenge, that's exactly how we do. It's like a 45-minute pitch for the big challenges that we do. And like we had
made a few sales, didn't we?
We had 1,200 people on the pitch. We sold 400 and something, but we had like 400, like nearly 400 declined for funding. So that means like we sold like nearly 800 people out of 1,200 on a virtual stage.
Just a few, man.
Right? Yeah, just a few. Yeah. It's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So anyone ever says Jeremy pitches too long, it's like, bro, you can't convert anywhere near. You know, like Dean Graziosi, like flexes over closing like 3%.
Yeah.
Like we're closing 70.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, insane,
you know?
man.
So Sensoni does the whole thing, and then he gets them to stand up quite early, right?
Everybody's standing up during the back end of the offer stack. Like everyone up, and then he drops it whilst everyone's still up.
And then he doesn't say it in anything. He just goes, "Who here? Who here? Like I think it's something about just like taking action.
Yeah.
Who wants to take action? And no, I think he said, who wants to take action and actually start working towards their goals? Put your hands up. Now, those of you with your hands up, stand up. And then he basically said, like in a much longer way, those of you who are now standing up, go to the aisles. And like the level of fucking psychological, emotional damage that he's doing to these people is fucking beautiful. And me and Anthony were standing there like loving it.
Best.
Loving it. Because we were the back of the room sales guys. We went there to just like coordinate their team of just, I don't know, like homeless people that they got.
Right on.
Right? In order to do the back of the room sales. And then they were like, we just said, send everyone to us who has an objection.
Yeah.
You guys take the laydowns. And
you guys do the order taking.
Yeah, we were handling like 5 objections at once.
And there was a timer. We had 6 minutes, didn't we, on the clock?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Just speed objection handling.
It's like move on, next, move on.
Yeah, but we got like we easily got an extra 20, 25 sales.
Yes.
Like from just helping him out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, so then from there he got him in. And again, errands could have been done better.
Yep.
But like we came in very like last minute to help. If you had a team of salespeople and not just random volunteers who were clients, I think, like man, you would knock it out of the fucking park.
Yeah, man.
Like, so, because then you could have another room. Anyway, there's so many ways that you can do the back of the room sales just destroy. So, anyway, then he gets him into the middle, and then he gets him going to the aisles. So everyone's like herding themselves in the aisles, and the people who are sitting down are like sitting down and feeling very, very awkward.
Very.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, why are you sitting down, bro?
It's just I was squirming. It was just awkward even seeing them.
And they're pushing people into the aisles.
And the people that are in the aisles as well, like even if they wanted to sit down, you can't sit down if you're in the aisles. Are you gonna walk from the aisle back to your seat? Like you're not gonna do that.
Fucking loser.
Yeah.
Are you a fucking loser, bro?
Man, you're going to the back and you're taking out your wallet.
Yeah. Then from there, he's like, and then if you're in the aisles, because it's sort of like it's this like assumptive agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, well if your hand's up, you want to take action. If you want to take action, stand up. Or if you're standing up, you're someone who's going to take action. You have taken action because you stand it up. So if you want to continue that action, go into the aisles.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in the aisles, right? Now everyone in the aisle, go to the back of the room. So it's like you're just agreeing to do stuff. Like then from there, like he shoves everyone to the back of the room. Right? So you can picture 300 people.
Champagne, remember?
Yeah,
First 20 people, run to the back of the room and grab a champagne. People are running.
We got to get to the pitch. This pitch is fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
But remember, there's like 200 people at the back, and there's probably 100 people sitting down, right? So now everyone who's standing up is at the back, all the action takers. Everyone is sitting down. So now he walks past everyone that's sitting down without creating any eye contact. It's like, you're all dead to me.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty much is what he said without saying anything. It was like, you're all fucking dead to me. Then from there, he got on the in the chair in front of them.
Yeah.
Like he was fucking Jesus. He's just like, okay. And then I can't remember what he said, but he went through like another 5 minutes of like mindset, action taking, what you're going to get, what kind of value this is.
And he says, when I say go, not before. And he would say something like that.
Yeah, he kept saying, and when I say go and not before.
Because he didn't do that. Now I remember, he didn't do the final drop until the moment, like drop, and then he said go.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what he did.
Yeah, because it ended up being, I think it was like 2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So everyone thinks it's $4,999, which is great to do. It's always great to price anchor much higher and then fucking dramatically slash it right at the last minute. That's how you fucking get them.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you say first, it always feels expensive.
Yeah.
Right? So then from there, he gets to the very back of the room, and he's standing up, and he's like, because you guys are taking action today. Ha! Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, and when I say go, and not before, we only have 35 spots available. Price drop, right? 2,499, whatever it was. And he goes, there are 39 spots available. There are 200 of you standing up. The first 20 people to take massive action today on this incredible deal. Pop champagne. You guys are going to get to bring a partner or something, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, and when I say go and not before, you go to the back of the room, and they'll help you sign up. Go. And it was fucking pandemonium.
It was. We were sprinting.
Bro. And then all of a sudden you just hear, boom, boom, corks popping, fucking bottles popping, boom! And bro, I was like, well, fucking done.
And then, so me and Matt, because they all run to the back of the room, so me and Matt was on the right, I'm on the left, we block the corridors for the stragglers trying to crawl back to their seats. Where do you think you're going, buddy? Objection to handling. Go back there. It was fun.
Oh, get into it.
Yeah, that was good fun.
That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do our own event, man.
I want to do that.
Imagine having all of our reps at the back, just smacking people, slapping them.
Yeah,
you know, good fun. We find it fun.
You'd have to pay to leave.
100%.
It's $997 to leave.
Yeah,
or $2,997.
Pay wave on the exit door. Tap your card.
Tap your card. Yeah. So like the reason why I love it is because like it's a very like it's a one-way sale.
Yeah.
There's and so you have to like it's like selling to a mute person. You know, like it's so interesting because like there's very little feedback, so you have to be hyper transparent you know, and so it's just so interesting. So to see like the juxtaposition between like potentially Kerwin not at his best, I think we can agree upon that, not that, but still, you know, doing a great job with the speaking, but that the whole pitch and the whole back of the room setup and the whole logistics of it needs to be reworked. Kerwin, if you see this, reach out to me. 20 minutes, man, we can get you an extra 50% of sales, just like with a 20-minute phone call. Like just tweak this and you're good to go.
Yep.
So yeah, man, like I was, it was fun. Anyway,
It was fun.
they made a little bit of fucking paisan.
Yeah.
Paisan for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Italiano.
yeah. A little bit of spatch cack.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun. So that's what we did. So, you know, I would love to go and see like Myron Golden pitch from stage.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Or like Tony, just watch him fucking
Tony would be insane.
pitch the house down.
Insane.
You know? To like a big room and just see what it's like. I've heard stories about Dan Locke. Right? I heard a story from Will Odoms. Because Will Odoms, you know that like infamous Closers in Black?
Yeah.
Will was like a closer.
He was on stage.
He was a closer in Black, bro. And so he sort of told me the story. Like Dan's incredible on stage, apparently. Like just like unbelievable, right? And so they had the Closers in Black.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal idea, by the way. Right? And then they're pitching the 25K mastermind. And they have like, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these fucking, everyone wearing a fucking black suit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
full, and like the psychology, that's super interesting because like if you make everyone dress the same, then you're sort of making everyone act similar. So it's beautifully horrendous.
Louis Vuitton ties, like making them Gucci themselves up before the event.
Yeah, but like it's you're trying to make a cult,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Like you're
According to CoffeeZilla, that's exactly what happened.
that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Right. But if we just look at it from a pure like persuasion standpoint, I find it very impressive. Do I think it was a worthwhile endeavor or pursuit? No, I don't. Have we joked about it? Yes. Will I ever do it? No. Like we even joked about getting like 7th level signet rings. You know what I mean? To give out to clients and be like, nah, man. We're just like
We'll be on the next CoffeeZilla.
we don't even have merch. You know what I mean? Like, so like, you know, because you actually like when you run a coaching business, like you have to actively not cultivate it because people just have a natural proclivity to like worshiping at the altar of someone who they respect. Like it's just kind of the way that humans want to be. Yeah. You know, so you can, with a few little manipulative tweaks, man, you can turn that shit into a cult in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So you really got to avoid that because it doesn't end well, you know? So you never want to like sell the dream. I think that's what Dan fucked up. He was selling the dream and he sold something he couldn't fulfill upon, which was like good closers. Yeah. He's not good enough at selling.
Counts, closes. People, I heard the same story, like people like calling their mums, like begging for cash and selling, like it was just out of hand.
And that $2,500 course, bro, like I don't feel sorry for anyone who took that because that course is like sales 101.
Good entry level. Yeah.
It's a good entry level sales course. Yeah. Like if you fucking like the 25K one's a little bit different because you sort of promise a sales gig.
That's the issue.
You can't do that.
Can't guarantee jobs.
Exactly.
Nope.
And then what he'd do is he would like hit just a crew of shit closers.
Yeah.
Right. And he had a couple diamonds. Like he had Sukrup and he had really fucking great dude, good sales guy. He had a few guys. He had Will, all this kind of stuff. Right. So like then he went out and did like a sales sniper thing. So he would do done for you sales, but everyone sucked.
Yep.
Because they're all fucking brand new, man. Yeah. Like sales is super hard, especially in high ticket.
Yep.
So anyway, like he crafted that offer, and that's what he was pitching off the back end. And you know, everyone dressed the same, everyone act the same. Therefore, so you can sell the same to everybody. It's fucking genius, right? Like you remove the avatars, you know, so then you can craft your pitch so specifically to like a disenfranchised young man. And like if you go after disenfranchised young men, like you can really, really speak to them.
Yeah.
Like look at Tate.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Bro. You know what I mean? Now his portal is fucking legit. That course is fully blown legit. It is genius in the way it's laid out. There's some great information in there. For the price of it, it's better. Sales coaching is complete and total trash. But essentially, he just got experts to like go through. He barely says a word in the whole portal.
Yeah.
So there's actually some worthwhile shit in there. Should you create your own MLM and pyramid scheme by selling it? Probably not. But is it worth $50 a month? Fucking oath it is.
Yeah.
Right? He's got 63,000 active members.
Insane, isn't it?
63,000. Because you can see it. And there was like, when I was on there last time, there was like 8,000 active people at that during my login, right? In Australian hours.
Yeah.
So I worked that out, $50. It's £50 a month. It was £3.2 million a month.
Crazy, man.
Right? With zero fucking delivery. I was like, man, hell of a business, bro.
Yeah.
Plus all the other shit he's doing, hell of a business. Anyway.
He's on every single feed, on every video you flick through, and he doesn't even own any of his own accounts. And he's in prison. And he's in prison.
And he's in fucking prison.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. What was I talking about, though?
Sales. Business. Can't remember, man. Matrix. Something about the Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix. They're coming for me. If I ever kill myself, it wasn't me. No, I've totally forgotten. How the fuck did we get on Tate? Oh, DelMonte.
DelMonte, yeah.
So, like, he gets on stage and he's doing his thing. And, like, apparently when he pitched his 25K thing and he had everyone with FBOSS machines at the back of the room.
That's right, yeah.
Apparently, like Will said, there was men actively weeping.
Yeah.
When their cards got declined. Just openly weeping about, like, how incredibly sad and disgusted with themselves they were. They couldn't afford this program. Just, like...
The level of persuasion, though, to get someone to that. And these are, so the Closed in Black, from my understanding, they're members from the 2500. So they do the 2500 and then they get a ticket to Closes in Black event, which is held in like Canada or somewhere. Everyone in the room, you know, so they've already gone through the course, they're already bought in, and then they're seeding the whole time this 25K offer to be able to land a job. So these guys feel like they've got the skill level, right? Because they've been pumped up.
They've been told, yeah.
They've been told they've got the skill level.
Fucking closer in Black.
You're a closer. You're gonna be selling 50K programs and making 100% commissions, whatever they told them.
Yeah.
Right. And then they get to this event. So the level of persuasion, man, that in my opinion would have started throughout the entire program.
Yeah.
Right. The level of seeding up to that point to get these guys in the room, like just throwing their cards out, would have been ridiculous.
It's so interesting, like, because when we were in that room yesterday, I just looked at you and I was like, oh, man, humans are so interesting.
Yeah.
Because, like...
What made you say that?
It's just, why does it work? Because it doesn't... I like to say it doesn't work on me. I'm sure it does to some degree. But, like, I'm relatively, like... non-emotional person. Right? So... which is actually really interesting, right? Because I've gone through bouts in my life because I've been in the military and all that kind of stuff where I've had like psychs, right? So going to see psychs, about different things and dealing with how to deal with different things because I'm not really an emotional person, but that's difficult because then you have to, and it presents problems being a sociopath because I am I'm a diagnosed functioning sociopath.
Yeah. Which
Which means you have the ability to become amoral and turn your feelings on and off, right?
Yep.
Which is really, really useful if you kill people for a job. Not super useful when you're a parent, right? So, but it's funny because all memories are linked to an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So if you struggle with emotions, you struggle with memory.
Psychology.
Right? Mm. So I don't have a lot of memories from my day in the Army because I didn't feel any emotions. So I do have memories, but they're sort of sparse and nowhere near as many as what I should have. And a lot of guys are the same way because if there's no emotion to attach to it, then your body just dumps it.
Yeah.
And it's there you go, right? There's all kinds of reasons for that, which we don't need to go into today, but it's funny being sort of like a conscious observer because of my just how I'm sort of built. And I can just go like that and just turn emotion off completely. And no one, not Tony Robbins, not nobody, could do anything about it if I don't want them to, because I have the ability to turn them on and off at will.
Yeah.
So if I decide to turn it off, there is nothing that can hurt, persuade, nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just they're nothing, right?
So even if you weren't in sales, that doesn't change, right? Even if you didn't know sales, do you feel like no one could have?
No, if I decide to turn it off, if I don't decide to, then it's I'm sort of normal-ish. But if I do decide to, it's an active switch where it's you can go, hey, go kill that guy. All right.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because I remember there was one time where we were protecting people and then we got tasked by the government to kill them the next day. And we were okay. We'd spent 4 months protecting these people. We knew them. Next day we were like, pew. I was like, all right, cool. Like, so like if you can't switch that off, you can't do that, or it will just destroy you.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, we were like, meh, sucks to suck.
Doing your job. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you had to go.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh, why? They're like, oh, they just have to. We're like, all right, good enough reason for me. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I guess you guys have a reason. It's above my pay grade to know why, but we'll do the killing.
Yeah.
Right. So, and so like so like I could be in that environment. I can just go like, oh yeah, cool. So I can look at it from like a pure like, what a fascinating group of humans.
Yeah.
For this to affect you. You know? And so like you can kind of watch it happening. And obviously I can be sold. Like for sure I can be sold. But it's probably a little bit harder. But it was just very interesting when you're like watching like that girl in front of us, right? I was like, oh, she's in.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can see like the nervous body language of like the anticipation of like what could this mean for me and what could this do? And you know, like it's so interesting. There was a lady behind us as well. You could tell like she was on she was like she just wanted to stand up and she was like looking, and I was ready to turn around and objection handle her, but then I'm thinking, who am I? I'm the one sitting down. Yeah. So I can't really do that here. Yeah. She ended up standing up, but you could see her squirming. She was with her partner, and I think they had kind of like differing views. She's like, let's do it. He's like, no, let's not do it. And then she ended up standing up. And then, you know, they probably didn't do it.
I think she had a $10,000 Chanel bag anyway, so I don't think about it. $5K here. What's that, man?
That chick who came in with that. There was a chick that came in with a Goyard bag, which are like not that common. So kind of like you have to be into luxury to know what they are. Yeah. And then from there, she had like she'd obviously been in the casino. They have a Chanel, they have a Gucci. So she'd gone in there on the way through to the thing. She'd seen the Chanel, gone in, bought a bag, right?
That's why she was like 15 minutes late.
Yeah, she brought it
finalizing
in. And then at the end, she just stood up like, yeah,
is that all?
I'm in.
Is that all?
I just spent twice that on a bag. Like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell she gave no fucks.
Nah.
A little Asian chick. She was like, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the odds on her executing, probably slim to none.
Yeah.
Not enough skin in the game.
I remember when we were at Sensoni.
Yeah.
And there was that chick that had like, she had like a nice Louis Vuitton handbag, and she was saying how much it was. Yeah. She was saying how it was too much money, and I said, how much your bag cost?
Yeah, that's right. I remember the one.
And she was like, and I was like,
cornered.
Is that how your value system works?
Yeah.
She was like,
oh,
yeah.
That's fun. I love the emotional sale, right? Because you got your B2C, your B2B, but I love the emotion side. Like
enterprise sales, bro. How boring.
It is boring.
Do you want to optimize your business with Slack?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing more now. Like, you know, more of like some of the B2B stuff, like selling our own products and services. I'm like, yeah, it's like, it's okay to have a conversation, but nothing beats the emotional sale, man. Like actually changing someone's business or changing someone's life in the process, but getting them over that fear, man, and like sitting in that saddle for like an hour.
Just slapping them.
Oh, the slaps, man. Bring back memories, eh?
Look at you.
The amount of slaps.
It slaps. And we say it like, because like we're like not boiler room sellers. Like that's the funny part. Like we don't sell like that. We use any PQ, but like it's the slaps is like certainty and like bringing logic back into it every now and then. Yeah. You know, so it's like when you hold a mirror up to somebody in like a productive way. Because if you do it like a dick, right, it just comes off as stupid. Yeah. But if you can take someone through like a nice, elegant process where they decide that what they're doing is stupid, that is just fucking glorious. Yeah. You know? You get someone, like I remember when I used to work in the gyms and it was like selling fitness or whatever. And it's like when you can get someone to realize for potentially the first time, like they are the fucking problem. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, you know, there's every ample opportunity. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. You know, like it's a very rewarding experience. And like in terms of like putting together a puzzle, like it's an intricate puzzle to complete, and being able to like have a little bit of a cheat code to get there, I think is I agree. It's quite unique.
That's NEPQ.
It is. NEPQ combined with like a highly certain person.
That's the thing, right?
Lethal.
What you just said, certain. Because I was running a team training the other day with the guys, and I'm like, the biggest mistake people make, man, is like they just use a script and they become too passive with that script, especially NEPQ, because they mistake it. But when you look at Jeremy, man, and I run the sessions now with Jeremy, so we do call breakdowns like every Wednesday at the IC, and I see him in action doing like role plays Like, this guy's on another level. Like, he is certain, he's assertive. If you're taking a script and you think the script's going to do the work for you, forget it. Like, I won't use any script. I won't use any PQ, but I'll come with more certainty and more conviction in what I'm saying. I'll outsell you every day of the week.
Yeah.
It's because the certainty sells. I'm running this team training, and I tore a couple of the guys. They needed it. I tore a triage call apart and a sales call apart. I'm like, man, just stand up. And I got one of the guys. I was like, shut your camera off right now and stand up, and we're going to redo this role play. Second time he did, I was like, all I want you to focus on certainty. It was, everyone felt it. Everyone commented like, man, you just sound like a different person.
Yeah.
It's like, be more certain, man.
Standing up when you're selling is a big one.
Yeah.
People who are like, a lot of people, like I was running the insurance training today, and this guy sat like this. And I was like, he had like a real like, oh yeah, and I was like, bro, it's like, what are you doing? Like, the words you're saying are okay, you missed this, but like those are things that we can tweak and fix. Like, your body language is so shit that it's making you like weak.
Yep.
Right? And I don't mean like, it's so like at some level, sales is about like leadership, right? Like, you have to be the one navigating. Like, they're walking behind you through the scary house.
Yes.
Right? And so like, if you're like this, happening, right? Then like, they're not going to be confident enough to walk behind you the whole way to the end. They'll turn around at some point. So like, you have to be like, hey man, how's it going?
Yeah.
And project a bit of confidence. I don't think being like a fucking alpha dog is super beneficial, but like, I think just projecting confidence and certainty, being able to look someone in the eye and be like, hey man, what's going on?
Yeah.
And having confidence. It's so important, because that on top of like a really good script, people, and where you can do it casually and confidently and like conversationally, that's a lethal fucking combination, because the person is being led, but they're being led because they want to be led, not because you're forcing it on them.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Whereas if you're like, fucking mindset, rah, fucking tight pants and push-ups, right?
No, it's so true. I've been taking a few calls, man, like selling our own stuff, and man, we are so flat out that we don't need any work right now. Like, we just don't need it. So I get people on the line, man, and I'm just cool, calm, collected. I'm confident. I'm like just giving them some value, giving them some advice. And then I just kind of like leave it at that. And they're like, hey man, I didn't really come here to buy anything, but now I'm like really interested. Like, you seem like really switched on in whether it's helping their sales team or helping with their media. Like, I want to learn more about what you want to do. But I'm just there. Like, it's like confidence. I'm not using any PQ. I'm just having a chat with this guy and telling him what's kind of wrong with his process, getting him to see that. But that's what makes them want to follow you. That's what people need to understand. It's like, people want to follow the leader. So if they're going to follow you, you got to be the leader.
Yeah.
It's like in your calls, in everyday life, but it's just the confidence that you have and you're showing up with. I think massive thing people don't do, but when they do it, they see a quick change.
The biggest thing that people do with any PQ is that they go from neutral, they mistake neutrality with passiveness. Whereas you listen to Jeremy Sell, man, he's a fucking bulldozer. Absolute bulldozer on those calls. But he's super neutral. And what that means is that he's never assumptive.
Yeah.
Right? And because assumptive selling is garbage.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just like, you will do this, you need this, you want this. It's just like, well, because if you're wrong at all, I hate using definitives in any situation, right? Which is kind of a definitive.
Yeah.
Ironically. So as soon as you use a definitive, you put yourself in a position to where you're like right or wrong. So like, if you're in an argument with your missus and you go like, you always do this, my answer is like, do I? You know what I mean? Do I always do this? Well, no. All right. Well, how often is it then?
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you can immediately, like, which is a dick move. Like, I totally understand that, but because it's not the point. But when you, in sales, when you use something like, oh, so you want to get better at sales. You're like, well, you know, I'm just kind of looking around. Like, now it's like, okay, now I'm a little bit on the defensive because now I have to roll that back.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, it looks like you're possibly looking to get some help with your sales. Is that right? They're like, yeah, I'm looking for this. And so it's like, you're not wrong. Yep. Which is neutral, but I'm not passive. I'm not like, hey man, like, do you want help with maybe getting some sales? Like, it's not that. It's, hey man, it looks like you possibly reached out about getting some help with your sales. Like, how can I help?
Yeah.
You know, and like, that's a phenomenally neutral yet confident statement, which is designed to open up a call so I can find a problem.
Yeah, it's being assertive in your tonality, neutral in your language. People think it's, let me be neutral in my tonality and neutral in my language. Man, there's someone going to walk all over you.
Yeah.
It's like no one's following you. You just don't sound certain. You're lacking confidence. You don't even sound like you believe in what you're selling.
Yeah. That's why it's easier to take a hard closer and make them into.
Yeah.
It's easier. You take someone who learned hard closing.
Yeah.
You can make them into a killer when you bring them down.
Yeah.
And give them nuance. Like, bro, you take someone who just fucking slaps nonstop.
Yep.
You look at like Yash. Look at you. Look at me. All right. Look at Marco. Or like hard sales guys.
Slapping people, man.
Like hard aggressive sales.
Really, yeah.
Which like works, but has a cap.
Yeah.
Because your refund rate's higher, right? Your no-show rate's really high, usually. So, like, you can make good money because you'll have decent close rates, but you lose out on referrals, follow-ups, all that stuff, right? You just lose out on that shit. Upsells, cross-sells, the relationship just suffers.
And you're in a boxing match every call.
Yeah, you get headaches and shit, and you start to, like, get angry at sales. Like, if you start, like, if you feel to the point where you're, like, punching walls because you don't make a sale, like, you're selling the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then when you take that mentality and you give it nuance and direction and like a great structure like any PQ, it's fucking lethal.
Yeah.
But it is much harder to take someone who's really passive and really sort of like those like heart-centered salespeople. It's much more difficult to get for me to get those people. At least for me to get those people up.
Yeah.
Because like I just think the grinding on the difficult and, setting it to hard mode, it makes you better.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
That's where we all started.
Yeah. But anyway, we got to do some work.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you like this kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe, and notification bell. And if you've watched all the way through to this part, then fucking buy the closing code. It's $50 a week, you fucking cheap piece of shit.
Don't be cheap. Come on, guys.
Don't be cheap. Stand up right now. Put your hand up. Put your hand up if you want to get better sales. Okay, everyone's got their hands up. Stand up. Now, if you're standing up, then move to the back of the room that you're in right now, and then reach into your back pocket, get your fucking wallet out, put the credit card in, link in description. All right.
Come on, guys.
Come on, man. All right, guys. Bye.
Peace out.
Put that coffee down.